I do want to I want to notice that there's several mentions of again reiterating that the two-state solution is the solution. I
Mm.
I find this funny that they can try and stuff the toothpaste back in the tube at this point, because that was the solution, and Israel went, okay, fair enough, we're going to keep on nibbling away at the parts of Palestine that we want and encouraging illegal settlers and that sort of thing. Is it, do you think that this is a case where the international community is going to go, at some point we need to start paying attention to how much you're lying to us, how much you are just saying, yes, yes, we're not going to do any illegal settlements. Come on, guys, get those settlements up. Um, we have been so hands off on Israel for so many reasons. The Holocaust, of course, the Cold War, all of that. Israel's been able to do the slower genocide against the Palestinians for so many decades. Is this egregious overstepping of the line going to change how people are going, well, not people, how governments are going to deal with Israel going forward? What are your thoughts on that?
Mike Huckabee, Donald Trump's, I believe he's an evangelical Christian ambassador to Israel.
Yep.
He
Yes.
announced this week that America no longer supports the idea of a Palestinian independent state at all. He further stated that any Palestinian state will be carved out of, and I quote, a Muslim country, rather like Israel was carved out of Palestine. But so I think that the facade will fall, but not for the right reasons. The right reasons would be some statements of reality. Someone years ago used the analogy, Israel continues to talk about dividing the pizza while they eat it. And that's what they've been doing, just consuming and rendering a contiguous state impossible. But it may, in fact, be Donald Trump who finally openly jettisons that mantra. The reality has been for quite some time that there is effectively one state, because Israel is the power from the river to the sea. That's a statement of geography. There's a river and there's a sea. And Israel is the ruling authority under several different regimes.
Yeah.
So surely the only logical thing is to require a dignified conversation among the people who have a right to live in that space, to recognize the state, the nation of Palestine, and require a dialogue about how to govern that space. And as far as I'm concerned, whatever that dialogue produces, I'm all for it.
That from the river to the sea conversation is fascinating because it still comes up with Zionists or people who just don't quite understand everything, and so they take what they hear as gospel. And I always say to people who react to that, I say, what do you say when Netanyahu says it? They're like, what? What do you mean? Well, when Netanyahu says from the Jordan west, guess what the Jordan is? Well, it's the river. Guess what's west? Well, that's the sea. So when he says he wants full control and have full military control from the Jordan west, he's saying that. No one seems to care about that, though. But when Chloe Swarbrick chants it, all of a sudden, it's the end of modern civilization as we know it. It's just bizarre.
Edward Said wrote the best phrase, I think, to encapsulate this, and he wrote it in the 1970s. He said, the struggle of the Palestinians is a struggle of presence against interpretation. Palestinians are still asserting that they are here. They are surviving on their land. It's called Palestine. That is their struggle. Well, the Zionist struggle is one of interpretation and narrative and politics. That's what's still happening. And it is a plank of the original platform of Netanyahu's party, Likud, says from the sea to the river is Israel.
But that's okay, because that's the other way around, from the sea to the river. So that's not offensive at all. But if it's from the river to the sea, you know, it's because if going east, it's all
It's a
spiritual.
harder
and holy,
chant.
but going west is, you know, that's terrorism 101. We all know that.